Good morning, everybody. How you doing on this fine Tuesday morning, January 23rd, 2023? Welcome. This is our daily session every day, 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the pre-market prep session where we put in the work in order to reap the rewards when that opening bell rings. I'm your host, Adam Holland, stock options expert market strategist, but forever a student. We're all forever a student no matter what level you reach. As long as the world evolves each and every day, we have to evolve along with it. So I'd say expert in training, right? I'd say, human in training. I'd say adult in training, right? You're always in training, regardless of how much experience you have, because you are continuously coaching yourself to get better, to keep up with the world around you. So that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to do that together as a group because it's very hard to do things on your own. We're in a world where things feel very lonely, very isolated, very separate. So to have a group that you can come together with and everybody push and move forward to accomplish the same goals, that's what you want, right? That's what you want out of a community. That's what you want in order to accomplish those goals. Because a lot of times you can feel like you're on an island, and it can be a very lonely place, right? So once you find that community that vibes with you, or that community that embodies the vibe that you want to embody, right? Assimilate into it, join it, become part of it. And you don't have to keep looking from the outside in saying, man, how much better off would I have been if I had pulled the trigger 6 months ago when I found out about this, or 8 months ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago, right? That doesn't matter. You can't control the past. The only thing you want to worry about is things you can control. The only thing you can control is what you do from here on out. So if there's anybody who's watching from the sidelines saying, I feel like I need to get in, you do need to get in. You do, point blank, the end, because the market will always have opportunity, but there are rare instances in time where there is a lot more opportunity and easier opportunity than others. And this is one of them, right? Especially with rates set to decrease this year. You don't get that often where interest rates are set to decrease for the first time after over a year of them increasing, right? That is a very, very easy layup opportunity, a layup opportunity that you do not want to miss to bring home very large returns in relation to the money that you put in. Right. So the market will always have something for you, but there's times where it will have better and easier things for you than others. So if you're looking to get started, you're looking to get rolling, let's get on the calendar, right? Let's get started. Hit the link in bio, DM me, do something in order to get the ball rolling, because you don't want to continue to miss out, right? And 2024 has already been insane. January has already been absolutely ridiculous. This morning will be another time where we're waking up to big profits on swing trades because Disney hit 3 of my price targets before I even got here, right? I woke up, I had 2 Disney alerts. I just finished doing my yoga, trying to get more flexible again, like exhibit that holistic health. And I had another alert go off in between when I started the yoga at like 8, and then when I finished up like 15 minutes later. So it's like, again, we have another play that's paying us before the bell. This is like you don't even have to work during the day. You just go, you get your position, you wake up the next day, you get paid, right? This is the time when it's easiest for you to get started. This is the time when it's the best time for you to get started. And this is like the appetizer for us going into March, right? And the market, it'll always have some type of pullback after all-time highs. All-time highs is the best time for institutions and whatnot to buy, just because statistically speaking, we end up going higher from there. So it is a great time for institutions to buy. But whether we're going straight up, we're going down, whatever, right? Even last week, at the beginning of the week when we were up down, we made money both ways. So there's opportunity everywhere, each and every way. You just want to make sure you've got the lens to see those opportunities, which is the correct mindset. And that's what we hone here each and every day by getting 1% better. So good morning, everybody. My man, Big Chez. Good morning, Coco, Patrice, Paul, Rob, Alicia, Andrea. Good morning. Hope you guys had a great night's sleep. Hope you're ready to get at it again today. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got going on this fine Tuesday. Okay. Got an absolutely full email. All right, there we go. So diving into what we've got happening. News, live free or die. With Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dropping out of the presidential race, a one-on-one matchup in New Hampshire today will determine the Republican nominee for 2024. Donald Trump is hoping for a replay of his performance in 2016, when his first win in the Granite State ultimately paved his path to the White House. Facing a double-digit lead, Nikki Haley will have to score an upset victory or a strong finish to stay relevant in the presidential race, giving her momentum before the next primary in her home state of South Carolina, where she served as governor from 2011 to 2017. On the economy, fiscal discipline has been a big talking point as the U.S. began the new year with national debt surpassing $34 trillion for the first time. The discussion to balance the budget has roped in tax policy and tax cuts, trade practices with China, how to handle tariffs, and subjects that involve the word security. Both GOP candidates agree on the closing of the southern border and defunding sanctuary cities, though there has been disagreement over how to structure Social Security benefits, especially with interest rates at their current high levels. Voters in New Hampshire are also known for their independent streak. Topics like the economy are definitely on top of the ballot, but it may be challenging to see exact policy differences without a formal Trump-Haley debate. And things could boil down to posture, rhetoric, and personality. Foreign policy and funding also make up a big part of their platforms, with Trump advocating for a more isolationist view in place of endless spending and wars. While Haley's stance reiterates that the U.S. disengaging from the world would result in power vacuums quickly filled by adversaries like China and Russia, which I don't disagree with. And that's why I'm glad I'm not the president, because it's very tough. I don't want to be involved with stuff that doesn't directly involve us. But also having Russia gain control of Ukraine, and Ukraine provides, so much grain to the world, so many resources to the world. It allows Russia to put a bottleneck on the world, right? And essentially manipulate and enforce their will. Same thing with China. So it's tough because you don't want to stick your nose in stuff that isn't related to you, but you also don't want to let it get so bad that eventually it is related to you. That's the rock and a hard place that I never want to find myself in, which is why I will never seek elected office. I'll just trade like those in elected offices. In terms of how to trade, Digital World Acquisition Corp, DWAC, the SPAC seeking to merge with Trump's media company, has been trading as a barometer of sorts, bringing back memories of the meme stock heyday seen in 2021. Shares jumped 29% last Tuesday after the former president's win in the Iowa caucuses and have continued to advance since then, skyrocketing another 88% to $49.69 yesterday after DeSantis quit the primary race. I had been watching DWAC, but to be honest, I did not want that to distract from what we had going on with these good blue chip stocks. And I think that's another lesson to be taught is that, there's so much opportunity in the market. We've been hitting on so many different opportunities, right? And no one can hit on all of them. I think it's important to say, for me to publicly say, I don't hit all of them, right? You have to pick and choose. And anywhere you look, there's money, right? So don't ever let that make you ungrateful, make you sad, make you resentful, give you anxiety. Anything over zero is a plus. If you brought home more than zero, that was amazing, because guess what? Even if you were in 50 trades and you had $1 million in each one, right? And you doubled it and now it's 100 million, there's somebody else who started out with 100 million and they were in 100 trades and now they've got 200 million, right? If you always look for what's not there, that's what you're going to see. But if you look at what's there and you're grateful for what's there, you're going to have a much more fulfilling life. So you don't just spontaneously spawn gratitude either as a trader. And that's an important thing to recognize. You don't just say, oh, wow, I feel happy today. No matter how much money you make, you do not instantly feel happy. Money doesn't affect happiness, right? It's your expectations, it's your gratitude, it's your joy. All of that is what affects happiness. But, telling you from personal experience, especially starting out and, doing well after starting out and all that, like it doesn't do anything in terms of like how you feel inside when it comes to trading. If anything, it can just stress you out more and make you even more ungrateful. So you got to make sure that each and every day we're doing the stuff on our end, right, to be in the right state of mind in order to trade effectively, because you might do well and you might make some money in the short term, but if you don't have gratitude for that money, you're going to blow that account because that risk management is going to slip. It's going to slip. And soon enough, it's going to pop off like a Boeing 747 in the middle of an Alaskan Airlines flight. All that money will get sucked out. Let's see here. Quote, DWAC stock trading performance is influenced by Donald Trump's political moves in 2024, making it a key catalyst for short to medium-term movements. Seeking Alpha analyst Bernard Zambonin wrote back in early December. Quote, I believe it's not suitable for long-term ownership, but rather for trading as a sort of gambling component of an investor's portfolio. Yeah, little YOLO position. In terms of stock news, rally on. Major Wall Street indices have notched new record highs. Amazing. Amazing. The market turns around like Maximus in the arena. Are you not entertained? With gains lifting, the blue chip Dow Jones Industrial Average to DJI above 38,000 for the first time ever, while the S&P 500 all-time high for the second day in a row. Investing group leader Victor Durganov expects this uptrend to continue, predicting that the S&P 500 could reach 5,200 to 5,500 and the NASDAQ around 18 to 20,000 before year end. While the Federal Reserve takes a back seat as it enters a blackout period ahead of its first meeting of 2024, earnings will dominate headlines this week with results from Netflix and Baker Hughes due out today. So Netflix, I believe, is after market close. So just make sure that you have that in mind. One thing, since we have been playing Disney a lot, Disney can be affected by whatever Netflix reports. It doesn't mean that they will be, but if you're worried about it, it might be worth going back, doing some research on it, because there's been like kind of mixed results in the past. Sometimes positive things for Netflix or negative things for Disney. Sometimes positive things for Netflix or positive things for Disney. So, it's one of those things where it's like you don't know exactly what the effect will be. Do I still love Disney? Yes. It hasn't been paying us a lot. Yes. Will it pay us again this morning? Yes. Well over 100%. A freaking again, right? Again, we're waking up to over 100% overnight, which makes for so many nights in a row, right? So if it comes down to me figuring out, okay, am I going to risk it? Yeah, I'll probably swing Disney through Netflix earnings. If I have great profit beforehand, am I going to take it? Heck yes, 1,000 times over, 1,000 times over, right? So is that going to be, so I just want to, because I feel like that's a question I would ask me if I were you guys. It's like, hey, what should I do with this Disney if Netflix affects Disney? It's going to be all up to you and your risk profile. But if I were you and I had the time, right, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, Disney last earnings report, Netflix last earnings report. And I'm going to look up exactly what happened. And a lot of times they'll also say other tickers that are moving too. Sorry, they're doing some construction outside. But yeah, it's worth looking into and, kind of seeing what's up. But like I said, still love Disney long term. If you have anything that's 3 months or longer when Netflix reports, I think they'll be completely fine. But anything like a month and under can be at risk depending on what happens. It could not move at all. Disney could not move at all. But it's just important to factor that into your expectations. In terms of global news, fresh strikes. U.S. and U.K. military forces with support from other countries have conducted a fresh round of strikes in Yemen, targeting 8 Houthi sites in response to the militant group's growing attacks on vessels traveling through the Red Sea. The disruptions to global shipping are already more damaging to the supply chain than the early COVID-19 pandemic, according to maritime advisory from firm Sea Intelligence, which could affect energy markets and product tanker rates. The longer transit around the Cape of Good Hope is also having a significant impact on vessels available to pick up containers. But unlike during the pandemic, there is excess vessel capacity now unused that could be put back into service, which is a positive as opposed to, at the beginning of the pandemic. Now, in terms of cryptocurrency news, behind the hack, remember the hack on the SEC's account, Twitter account, X account in early January, the one that said the agency had approved spot Bitcoin ETFs before they did, triggering a brief spike in Bitcoin's price. Well, it turns out that a hacker obtained control of a staffer's phone number in a SIM swap attack, allowing the fake post to be published on the platform formerly called Twitter. The SEC also noted that multi-factor authentication of its X account was disabled last July, but was re-enabled after it was compromised. The regulator subsequently greenlit 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs on the day following the hack, allowing them to start trading on U.S. exchanges. They have not done so hot since that became a thing. There are a lot of different theories as to why, but obviously, as I said before, if you believe in Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin. And that's kind of where we're at with it. One of the prevailing theories is that FTX has been having to sell off their holdings. And, because of that, that's kind of what has been causing Bitcoin to go down. And, now that they're done with that, it will go back up. I feel like there are always a lot of different theories, but that's just one that I heard that I, felt like, hey, if you're deep into the crypto world, you want to look into it, by all means, check it out. In terms of today's market, looking like a mixed bag, mostly flat. I don't have Thinkorswim open yet, so I can't check. But in Asia, Japan down 0.1%, according to the newsletter, right? Hong Kong up 2.6%, China up 0.5%, India down 1.5%. London down 0.1%. Paris down 0.3%. Frankfurt down 0.1%. India also surpassed China as the world's fourth largest stock market, right? Equities market, which is pretty crazy. Dow down 0.2%. S&P flat. NASDAQ up 0.1%. Crude oil up 1.2%, which we like to see when you're holding XLE. So for all my people holding those swings, good news there. Gold up 0.2%. Bitcoin down 4.8%, back beneath 40,000. That is significant because that was a very relevant support level. So we'll look to see if they can regain that there. I'm pretty sure Jim Cramer said something negative about Bitcoin this morning, so that should be a good buy signal, right? Generally speaking. In terms of what else is happening, United rallies on strong outlook. CEO irked by Boeing lapses. I would be too. Imagine this dumb plane maker keeps messing up airline stocks. Exxon sues ESG investors to keep climate bids off shareholder ballot. Oatly, ticker OTLY, gets boost from non-dairy partnership with Carvel. Netflix's film chief steps down, seeks to build own company. Choice, ticker CHH, nominates new board amid hostile bid for Wyndham. ADM, ticker ADM, hits 3-year low on probe news. Analyst downgrades. Don't like that news because that stock ticker is way too close to my name for comfort. Makes me feel bad. 3-year low. Come on, Adam, pick it up. Vroom, ticker VRM, to wind down e-commerce used vehicle operations. B. Riley, ticker RILY, falls as franchise group CEO. Khan steps down. Canadian National Resources, ticker CNQ, Alberta output hits record. And then this stock just replaced NVIDIA as Morgan Stanley's top pick. They just want us to go and look at the article. But that's pretty much it, guys. That'll wrap us up. Put a bow on it and take us out on this fine morning where, again, we have to express gratitude because these swings are paying us out of the wazoo, right? Disney, we had Apple last week. We got PayPal over the weekend. We had SPY over a number of days last week. So it's just one thing after the next. Make sure that you're taking profit. Make sure that you're paying yourself. Make sure that you're expressing gratitude and that you're always exhibiting patience, right? PAYTIENCE. Patience pays. You get paid from being patient. So exercise that, exercise gratitude, and let's continue to crush our goals in 2024. January is almost over, right? So if you're watching this and you are not trading with us, you are not getting involved with us, reach out. Adam at AdamHollandeducates.com. Say, I want to get in. We can find a way, right? You don't get the opportunity for a miracle to happen or for somebody to do you a favor or to do you a solid or for an amazing breakthrough to happen in your life if you don't take a step, right? Adam, I can't afford it. You don't know. Adam, I don't have the time. You don't know. Adam, I don't have the money. You don't know. We were whipping contracts $30 a pop last week, right? Going for over 2,000%. So it's like, do you have the money? Yes. Do you have the time? Yes, right? Just take the first step. That's all you got to do. So everybody have a great rest of the day. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for our next Premarket Prep session. Y'all have a good one. Peace.